Hi, I'm James Nelson, Vice Chairman of Cushman & Wakefield, and I'm here to bring you the Nelson Report's October 2017 video exclusive. In this segment, we're going to be talking about considerations for businesses on whether or not they own or lease their space. This segment of the market has received a lot of attention recently, especially from those who are buying office condos as a way to expand their businesses. In the first half of the year, although sales across almost all asset classes went down, office condo sales went up by 184%. The only two asset classes that also recorded gains were industrial as well as single family. Now, although office condos in other cities around the world are very prominent, here in New York, especially Manhattan, it's a very small percentage. Office condos only account for about 10 million square feet compared to 400 million square feet available for lease. So here to discuss some of the considerations today is Aaron Lerner, who's a senior manager at the accounting firm Eisner Amper, and then Mario DeSerbio, who's a senior VP at Bank of America, to talk about some of the financing options. Welcome, gentlemen.
Good morning. Thank you.
So Aaron, there's been some new accounting changes that deal with how companies treat their leasing obligations. Maybe you could tell us a little bit of the considerations of the accounting of owning versus leasing.
So when you're owning, obviously you have a mortgage, so there's a liability on the books against your building. Today, the GAAP standards have been changing, and they want you to bring your full lease obligation onto your balance sheet as well, as opposed to just being a lease expense. Now you have a liability for the overall lease expense.
Great.
Over time.
Aaron, and I'm also under the impression that with the commercial rent tax, that if you own, you may not be subject to it?
Correct. An owner would not be paying the commercial rent tax versus somebody that leases would be paying the commercial rent tax, depending on obviously how much rent they pay over the year.
Perfect. What are some of the accounting considerations of owning? Why would you want to own? Why would you want to lease?
So there I would say it's probably investment objectives, and if obviously your investment objectives line up with buying, there you're building equity, and you get non-cash deductions for depreciation, and you get to deduct your real estate taxes, your mortgage interest, versus a lease, which would be an all-encompassing lease expense. On the other hand, you're building equity with with purchasing a commercial property.
Perfect. And not-for-profits in particular, it seems they've been very active in this space. Why would not-for-profits look to buy?
So there are a couple of considerations. One main one would be that they're that they wouldn't be you won't have to pay for the real estate taxes because 501c3s are not required to pay real estate taxes. Another one I think would be transfer tax possibility that depends on obviously the locality and where you're talking about. Everyone should obviously contact their real estate attorney and make sure that before they make the purchase, they would know.
Perfect. Great. So Mario, there's also some very attractive financing options for when buying real estate for your own business. Bank of America arranges SBA 504 financing. Can you tell us a little bit about that program?
Sure thing. You know, the SBA 504 program is a program that allows for 90% project financing. And a project is defined as the cost of acquisition plus the cost of a build-out. Soft costs, for example, mortgage tax in New York City is 2.8%. That can be included, which all lower the out-of-pocket outlay for a company. The way that it works is the bank provides the first mortgage for the first 50%, and the SBA provides a junior note behind us at 40% through a certified development company. Ultimately, together we come up with that financing together. The couple of benefits under the program is that there's no mortgage recording tax on the 2.8% on the 2.8% for the SBA portion of the mortgage, which again only help the company to its benefit. A couple other things with the program is that the long-term fixed rate is a 20-year fixed at 4.37%, which is subsidized, which is a great thing for a company to lower their out-of-pocket costs going forward.
Perfect. Talk a little bit about beyond real estate, what else can be financed?
Sure. Beyond real estate, there are a couple of things that can be included in the program. The cost of the build-out, the cost of the respective soft costs, as I mentioned earlier. However, equipment could also be included in this program. So, for example, those in the medical community, you could include, for example, chairs and dental equipment as part of the project financing.
Perfect. And is this really just for small businesses? Who else would be a good candidate for the program?
Well, the word small is something that, we have to understand. A long time ago, there was the maximum SBA loan, second mortgage was $2 million. And today, that second mortgage maximum is either 5 or 5.5 million, depending on the type of company it's buying, which allows for projects to be financed in the 13, 15, 17 million dollar range, which are far from the small loans of yesteryear.
Perfect. Okay, so I know Bank of America provides some great financing options to purchase real estate with the SBA 504 program. Can you please tell us a little bit about what that program entails?
The 504 program entails the financing the entire project, which is the cost of acquisition, the cost of build out, the cost of soft costs, for example, mortgage tax. The title insurance could also be included in that, which lower the cash outlay for a company that really wants to hold on to their cash to help facilitate future growth.
Perfect. And my understanding is that you could get upwards of 90% leverage. Can you explain kind of how that works and the term and
Sure.
what kind of rate?
Yeah. So we finance 90% of the project. The bank provides the first mortgage for the first 50%, and the SBA provides a second junior note for the second 40% behind us. The SBA loan is a 20-year fixed note with the most recent rate was 4.37%.
Wow.
And it's also assumable, which is something that is palatable for a lot of companies who are looking to sell their space later when the rates might be going up.
Perfect. Well, these are some great considerations when looking to either buy or lease real estate. So, gentlemen, I really thank you for taking the time, and we look forward to being in touch with you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.